Well, hi everybody, and welcome to a really exciting edition of Unearthed. My name is Jess Raitt. I'm Product Education Manager here at doTERRA Australia and New Zealand, and I've got a really awesome and very cool guest joining me today. I've got the beautiful Nikki Skinner. Welcome to Unearthed.
Thank you so much. I'm excited.
This is going to be really, really cool. Now, normally with Unearthed, I bring in some guests from the US, and obviously, there's a lot of really clever guys that join me. We've got, Will Holtzman that joins me on Unearthed. We have Dr. Riggs, and I've had some other special guests as well. But I thought I'd shift this around for this latest episode of Unearthed, because you yourself are a very clever woman, and you come from a medicinal background yourself. You used to be a nurse, nurse gone natural, as you say on your website. And I thought this is the perfect opportunity to really showcase the expertise, the knowledge, and the practicality that you specifically bring to your business, Nourished and Vibrant. So I am so thrilled to have you join us virtually. You're across the ditch at the moment in New Zealand, but I want to thank you for joining me as we discuss 5 of the most awesome, coolest products, I think, in our range. It's the LRP 5 So if anyone isn't familiar with this particular kit, you're in for a treat today. We're going to showcase exactly how you can use these oils in your day-to-day life. And Nikki is the expert in harnessing not only that science and that education component of the oils, but then telling us how to use it, that practicality element, which is just so important, so we get that cost value proposition. So I'm really excited to delve really deep into your brain today and hear exactly what you have to say. So are you ready to get started?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Now, I didn't know that this kit existed either. I think it's a really good reminder to jump into that part of your back office, guys, and actually check out the kits and collections, because they're there for a reason. And this kit in particular is absolute gold, and great if you started with the Home Essentials kit or the Family Essentials kit, and it's time to stock up. There's a few things that are running low. This kit is just going to be brilliant for you. So let's kick it off with lemon. Yeah. The stock standard, we all need it in our homes. One of our cheapest oils, so you can, be heavy-handed with it. But I absolutely love lemon in so many different ways during the day. It's one of the oils that I love to put a couple of drops in my big stainless steel or glass drink bottles. Just be careful with your oils in plastic bottles. Don't be using oils in plastic. Stick to your lower tox drink bottles, or just a glass of water. Incredibly cleansing for the body. Really, really beautiful kind of pick me up in the mornings. Love it in the diffuser. So great. And when you are new to essential oils particularly, it's really important to get into those habits, really solidifying an early morning diffuser blend when you get up, when you're about to put on that coffee in the morning, or when, the kids have just woken you up, going out to the kitchen, putting on that diffuser. Such a beautiful habit to get into. And lemon is one of the oils that you can use by itself. You can mix it with some peppermint, which we're going to talk about soon. But it's just a beautiful, energizing, beautiful, uplifting, feel-good oil. Like, I like to think about it as, sunshine in a bottle. So be using it for that. Lots of other things I use my lemon for around the home. One would be deodorizing. It's actually really good for removing odors. So super easy hack. You can grab like a paper towel, pop it in the bottom of your bin when you're changing your bin liners, couple of drops of lemon essential oil on that. Amazing for, fresh bin smells, particularly if you have little ones, and, there's some funky stuff going in the bin. Brilliant. Great for even stinky shoes, like anything like that. Really great at cutting odors. If you have toddlers or young children, it's phenomenal for getting, pen and oil, like pen and kind of crayon and things like that off walls. So if you've had a really creative toddler go to work, get your lemon out on a microfiber and wonders, absolute wonders.
That literally happened to me a couple of weeks ago, and I tried with the spray and wipe first, and then I even tried with the toothpaste, and I've tried all these different tricks, what Google tells you to try. And then I remembered, hang on a second, it's lemon. and you put lemon, like you said, on a microfiber cloth, and it just takes it. All that beautiful art removed from your balls, which is wonderful.
So good. The other thing I really love using it for is removing sticky labels off bottles. So if you're trying the kind of DIY food storage thing, and you've got some pretty bottles that you want to remove, like pasta bottles or pasta sauce bottles or things like that, you've soaked them, you've taken it off, and there's that sticky residue on the outside, grab your lemon essential oil, douse it, and it really helps that stickiness come over, so you can actually start reusing a whole lot of these bottles in your kitchen, or whatever you want to use them for. Whilst we're in the kitchen, lemon is a really good one to have for cooking, right? So you can be using it in lots of things like coconut bliss balls, your favorite bars, slices, absolutely beautiful to flavor your food. And then there's the green cleaning side of things. So one of the recipes, and you can share it next, Jess, on the slide if you'd like, is my DIY soft scrub. Now, this is a brilliant scrub to make and have in your home in place of your conventional abrasive that you might find at the supermarket that can be incredibly toxic. You don't want your littles getting into that. So make this one instead. And it's brilliant for, vanities, porcelain vanities, really good for bottoms of showers, even the tiles, and even really good with a little bit of elbow grease for the oven. So if I was using this on my oven, I would actually leave that for about an hour to do its thing naturally, and then come back and really scrub it. But just a really, really good DIY to take a screenshot of and go and try.
It is so good. I found that since I've started doing this soft scrub recipe, because I'm a huge fan of this as well, it is literally switched out every other cleaning product that I've ever needed, other than, of course, a spray for your bench tops. This soft scrub does everything. And what I've done as well, because I like to get the kids involved with this, so it doesn't feel like I'm just spending my weekends cleaning. It's quality time together now. We can all clean together. But I know, right? But I put this soft scrub recipe into ice cube little trays, and I let it dry out just on the bench. Sometimes it takes about 24 to 48 hours to properly dry out. So just that liquid solidifies. And then you've got little soft scrub cubes. And the kids grab one, they know their jobs. They throw one in the shower, throw one in the bathtub, throw one in the toilet, and we let it sit there for about 5-10 minutes. And then I go and actually scrub and use it to clean. And it is so handy. It is so convenient, but it's also 100% toxin free. So it's safe for the kids. It's safe for our floors, our porcelain, our tiles. It's such a good recipe.
So good. So good. Love it. All right. Let's move to our lavender. Love it. Now, lavender, you will all be familiar with. Even before you found doTERRA in your life, you will likely have had an experience with lavender. It's one of the most common essential oils that people are familiar with. And lavender is pretty phenomenal. There is, a lot of science around, and it's one of the most heavily researched essential oils. And one thing that obviously is incredible for is sleep. And that's kind of what we most commonly associate lavender with. It's amazing for adults. It's equally amazing for children. Now, when you're using an essential oil for sleep, what's brilliant is that on a purely chemical level, the constituents within your lavender oil, such as linalool, linylyl acetate, 1,8-cineol is another one. These are all kind of fancy names for the particular chemistry of the essential oil. What they're doing is they're working with our brain chemistry and on what we call our limbic system, which is our emotional control center at the back of our brain. And they have the ability to make us feel calm and restful at bedtime. But what we can also do, which is incredibly effective, is create what we call a powerful aromatic trigger. Now, what that kind of means is that if we use the same oil, so lavender, for example, at the same time of night, every single night, your subconscious brain actually starts to associate that aroma with the different sensations that you want to feel at bedtime, right? So like the calm and the peace. And those two things put together can be incredibly powerful for us. So we've got, that subconscious aromatic trigger that we've created, but we've also got the chemistry working on our behalf. So it's really, really effective. Like I said, I work with a lot of women in my coaching business to be able to have restful sleep, and creating those routines are incredibly important for us as adults. But also really, really effective for our kids. And, creating those strong links with aroma for our children have the ability to just create a beautiful sense of safety at bedtime, and familiarity. I don't know if I've said that right. But what it also can help with is if you grab your diffuser and you're traveling, you're outside of your home, and you've created that beautiful ritual with your essential oil, you go and stay at the grandparents' house or an Airbnb when you're on holiday, and you bring your lavender oil and you bring your diffuser with you, you are going to have much more successful bedtimes, because you're speaking to their subconscious brains, and they're going to feel more relaxed in their unfamiliar environments. So you can really use it to your benefit. But anyway, what else is lavender good for? We can use it in the bath. So lavender, because it's very, very calming for our emotions, it's very effective for our skin as well. Very calming for our skin. So great oil to pop in the bath. Obviously, you're going to extend that sleepy time window for your children again, which is going to be effective. But skin support, really great for, irritated kind of skin that you might have. Really amazing first aid oil as well. I love having it in the first aid kit for things like bug bites, itchy bites, bee stings even. So think irritated, those kinds of things. And ladies, if you are getting your eyebrows waxed, or any other part of your body for that matter, grab your lavender and, take it with you. When you get home, roll it on, diluted, incredibly soothing and calming for the body. There's also been some really awesome research. Jess, do you want to flip to that next slide, and let's talk about some really, really cool results. So this is pretty awesome. One of our stress hormones in our body is called cortisol. And you can see here the effect of lavender on lowering cortisol levels in our bodies. So if we are feeling stressed, ladies, this is a really, really great oil to just revert back to. Often we get a bit caught in the weeds and we're like, what do we use? You really can't go wrong with using your lavender for this emotional support and for calming that nervous system and helping with cortisol levels. So really, really good kind of science backing this as well. So that's pretty exciting.
The next oil that we've got in the 5 faves is literally my favorite, because it's got 100 million trillion users, and it's peppermint. So it's me all about my friend peppermint.
Yeah, so good. So for me, like, one of the first things that come to mind when I think about peppermint is energy. Like, this is my instant energy kind of pick me up. When I used to do night shifts as a nurse a couple of years ago at the hospital, I would get to 3 a.m. and like, it was brutal. Like, you just hit a wall. I'd already had 4 coffees. Like, I couldn't have another one. I wanted to get to sleep at 8 o'clock. So I'd crack out my peppermint, and all the other nurses would come around and use it. And it's just the most incredible tool to have to just oxygenate your brain and just give you that second wind that you need. Great also at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when you've kind of might have a little bit of a slump. You might habitually go for that chocolate biscuit. Grab your lavender oil instead, and just do what we call a ghetto diffuser. Pop a drop on your hand, rub your hands together, and like this, and just cup your nose and just inhale, deep inhale, and see how you feel. Like, it's just clears your sinuses.
I showed me that a few months ago when I was talking to her about MetaPower, and she talked about it as the essential oil bomb. So I love how you've called it out. Ghetto. I love this lingo that we can
ghetto diffuser.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It just freshens your breath. It just immediately opens my eyes, opens up my brain, probably speaking a lot quicker. But it's actually got some really cool claim states against peppermint, like really remarkable for just clearing away fog, clearing away anything that might not be serving you emotionally or physically. Rolling it on your temples is just the quickest way to get back your focus, to remove any congestion that you might be feeling. As long as you don't put those fingers near your eyes or any sensitive areas, you're good to go, right?
So good. So good. Mental clarity, concentration, focus, game changer. Always have it on my desk when the focus is, a little bit scattered. Really, really beautiful oil for the morning as well in your diffuser. So when you're trying to establish those, routines that I talked about with the lemon, peppermint's an awesome one for the mornings as well. Really, really wakes up the whole family. I love it with some wild orange or even some lemon, which you'll likely have from your starter kit. It's also the ultimate natural pre-workout. So if you're like lacking motivation and you really know that you need to go for that walk on the beach or, that kind of weightlifting session, whatever your jam is, even that yoga session, and you just need a little bit of motivation, a little bit of a pick-me-up, grab your peppermint out. Brilliant, brilliant, safe pre-workout without all the synthetic things. Another way that I love to use it is in the base of the shower. So if you're a morning shower person, I prefer the evening as a kind of unwind. But if you shower in the mornings, before you start your day, pop a couple of drops in the base of your shower, in the corner of the shower. I also know some people that will get like a flannel, wet it, and then put the essential oil on the flannel so that it kind of lingers a bit more. But it's the most amazing aromatic experience because the heat from the shower just makes it this beautiful steamy experience. And it's the ultimate wake up. So that's something to try tomorrow morning for the morning shower people. Now, Jess has already talked about a little bit around head tension, but peppermint is definitely one that you want in your handbag if you are prone to any kind of head tension during the day, whether that's related to tense shoulders or even dehydration, which sometimes it is for me, or hormonal issues. On your temples, massaged in. You can also do on your pulse points or over your heart space, in your hands, and just a big inhale. Really, really good for helping relieve that. I really love the peppermint beadlets. Now, if you weren't familiar with those, our beautiful peppermint actually comes in a quarter drop in a little bead. And those are just brilliant for fresh breath. So, you can do your peppermint oil under your tongue if you would like to, but it's a lot. So the good thing about the beadlets is you can chuck one or two in your mouth and it's just the most amazing pop of beautiful fresh breath. So ditch the gum and go with your peppermint beadlets, or on your tongue. Yes, roof of mouth. Also very, very effective that way for your head tension. So fresh breath, head tension, boom.
Now, I just want to point this out, and I'll just ask this question because I know there's probably a couple of people that are thinking, well, hang on, do I need to then dilute the peppermint to put it topically on my body, or do I just do it neat, or just the plain oil by itself?
So I would always dilute peppermint when I was applying it to the body. Yeah. That's why I really love the doTERRA Touch version. I have that in my handbag because that is safe for adults. If you're applying it, however, to children, and I'm going to talk about that now, one of the ways that I use peppermint diluted on my children is when they have little hot bodies. So peppermint diluted onto the skin can act as a really beautiful cooling agent. So if your children do get hot, we want to support them through that period of time. And peppermint, often I will do peppermint and lavender in a 10 ml roller, dilute it correctly to the age, and reach out to the person that you got your oils through for proper dilution rates. But that applied up and down the spine and massaged in and on the soles of the feet. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I would always dilute it if I was applying it to the skin personally.
Yes.
But under the tongue or in your little beads, you're good to go.
Yes,
Peppermint's got a lot of research behind it for digestive support. So again, if you are experiencing any kind of digestive symptoms, you can dilute and massage clockwise on the abdomen. That can be really supportive. Or as an adult, you can also do a drop under the tongue or a drop to the roof of your mouth like you saw Jess do. So also amazing for digestion. Yeah. Do you want to flick to the next slide? I've just popped my website for you on the bottom. This is another way, because I wasn't done, with our beautiful peppermint that you can get stuck in. So amazing, amazing for lip balms. You know, particularly for our little people, there's a lot of stuff in the, you know, the chemists and the supermarkets. We don't want them putting on their lips. This is an incredibly safe DIY to do. Great for Christmas presents as well, you know, if you're wanting to get your DIY on. So take a wee screenshot of that one there. Really good in like foot scrubs as well. But don't forget the DIYs that you can do in the kitchen. Peppermint is one of my favorite things to add to chocolate. So if I'm making my own chocolate, like chocolate bark, peppermint is a great one. I make a mean peppermint slice, which is also on my website. So go find that. What else do I do? I even have a peppermint flavored marshmallow. Homemade marshmallows for hot chocolate. You put your peppermint marshmallow in your hot chocolate, it melts, it is delicious. If you don't have the marshmallows, just add a drop of peppermint to hot chocolate for 2 people. So good. So don't neglect the kitchen usage of peppermint, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like to think of peppermint, you know, like lavender is calming, as you pointed out, and so it helps to calm and reduce any kind of irritations. I see peppermint as that stimulant. That really helps to bring you back up and support you. So what are some areas that, you know, you can add a bit of zing to your life? I love using peppermint mixed with a bit of rosemary for my scalp. And it's really going to help my hair to feel invigorated, especially if it's being a bit stagnant through the winter months, giving back that body, that volume that we all, you know, want and try and aspire to get. But it's really good for those scrub kind of recipes, like you mentioned, whether you're doing a foot scrub, whether you're doing a body scrub and you're exfoliating, or even just a scalp scrub that you can do every couple of weeks just to get rid of any buildup of shampoo and condition and stuff that's hanging around your hair. And it's all natural, which is the beauty of it. And sometimes it's as simple as just mixing it with a bit of fractionated coconut oil and you've got something that you can use. Really cool. There's lots of peppermint ideas. Have you got any other usage for peppermint, or do you want me to flick to the next slide?
Let's respect people's time and keep trucking on, eh? Let's go to On Guard. I could talk about peppermint for days.
Famous essential oil blend of all time, right? On Guard is like, it has to be a staple in everyone's homes.
I really think it probably is. So On Guard, as you will know, is our protective blend. So incredibly supportive for our immune systems. So we can use it proactively when we're well to stay that way. And we can also use it when our immune system needs that support to kind of kick into gear. So for me, this looks like, often I'll put my On Guard in my portable diffuser in my car on the way home from school and from daycare, just to support my littles with anything they may have brought home with them that particular day. We also use it on the soles of our feet every single day before we leave the house, and often they'll pop it on their chest areas as well. So that's diluted on the skin. And as an adult, you can also incorporate this into your life, a drop under the tongue or a drop in water, which can also be really supportive. So that's, you know, for that particular area. But we also use it to clean our home. So because of the essential oils in this particular blend, it's really amazing to use for cleaning. So I take a 500 ml glass spray bottle. You can pop 1/4 cup of, say, like a liquid Castile soap, 20 drops of On Guard essential oil in there. Boom, done. That's what I use to clean all my surfaces, kitchen, bathroom, all the works. Now, the other hero product that you may already have in your life, it's called the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. And I can't talk about On Guard without talking about this epic product as well. But you can use that. It contains a 5 ml bottle of our beautiful On Guard anyway. So you can actually just use that in place of your essential oil and your Castile soap. So it's even easier if you're at capacity with DIYs and it's not your thing. Grab your On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, all the things. I also use my On Guard oil to make up DIY hand soaps. Grab a foaming hand pump, pop in again some liquid Castile soap, and then 20 drops of oil of choice. You can actually, so you can go for your On Guard. You can also use the lemon we've already talked about, tea tree, which I'm about to touch on, even lavender, all work fabulously well. So with these 5 oils, the actual options are unending, but amazing for like a DIY hand wash in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the kids' bathroom. You're going to save yourself a lot of money. And we've already touched on the current, economic climate, and we're all looking for ways to lower the expenses in our household. And, making our own, using our essential oils is just such a no-brainer at the moment.
Totally. You get 250 drops in a 15 ml bottle. So each of these products, you're getting a fair few drops, and the recipes, yes, like you mentioned before, speak with your upline or the person that sold you the essential oils to begin with, and they can tell you the dilution ratios. But then also on your website, no doubt, you're going to have the number of drops needed for each recipe. You'll notice that bottle goes a really, really long way.
So important.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we talk about our friend tea tree?
Yes, please.
So yeah, tea tree, again, it will be an essential oil that you may have used during your childhood. It is a very common essential oil, much like our beloved lavender. Again, for me, an absolute must-have for the first aid kit. So be thinking, any kind of ouchies with the kiddos. You can use it diluted on the skin. I actually make up a first aid spray. I use a little bit of witch hazel and then some tea tree essential oil, and that you can actually spray really easily on those kinds of things when they arise in your home. Really amazing for any spots on the skin, whether it's hormonal kind of time of the month and you get the little, spots on your skin. Use some tea tree. I can often avoid them actually breaking out on the top of my skin, which is really amazing. Great for green cleaning. So we've talked quite a lot about green cleaning over the last 30 minutes, and again we're coming back to it because this is a really brilliant green cleaning oil. Really amazing. I use it to clean my makeup brushes, and ladies, if you have not cleaned your makeup brushes in a few months, go do it, and grab a little bowl with add a little bit of liquid Castile soap, 10 drops of tea tree essential oil, and just dab your brushes. And then when you're drying them, make sure you're drying them down so the water doesn't go up into the brush. But when you look at that water, it will be quite disgusting. But it's a brilliant one for that. I also use tea tree in anything that I need to be very clean. So I use it in bottom balms. If I'm making up like a bum cream for littles, I make up DIY baby wipes, or even surface wipes. If you're making up, you're doing the paper towel version and you're using it just for the surface, really effective essential oil to incorporate for that as well. We love it in our family for supporting ears. So that's another good use. Now Jess is our hair guru, so she will know the benefits of using tea tree for our hair health and our scalp health. It's a great one if you've got a beautiful, clean, hopefully doTERRA shampoo and conditioner. You can add some more tea tree to that. Even in your palm, add a drop of tea tree. Or if you're doing like a beautiful scalp serum, every couple of weeks, and you're massaging that through, to promote the like healthy hair and scalp. Tea tree is a really brilliant one for the hair as well. Yeah, don't forget your green cleaning, your basic surface sprays, your hand washes, and in the laundry. I really like tea tree in my laundry, particularly for a very dirty load. My 3-year-old still has accidents every now and then, and so when there is a particularly dirty load of washing, I'll add a little bit of tea tree to the laundry powder as well, just to give it a little bit more help for getting rid of odors and things like that we don't want in our laundry. So yeah.
And I like to use it on the dry balls as well, and I opt out between sometimes peppermint, lavender and tea tree, because when you put it on the dry balls and then they go in, you get that residual aroma, because we don't want that synthetic aroma from classic laundry detergent. So we've got our beautiful On Guard as well as our new cleaning laundry range as well. But I like to add a little bit of extra. And then I know that that essential oil is kind of infusing its way into the clothes. And I guarantee you can smell it when you put your clothes on. And it doesn't smell fake, doesn't smell synthetic. You're getting a bit of an aromatic boost, but also a physical boost just by having, something like tea tree or pepper, lavender close to you, which I think is really, really lovely.
So I just felt to add this in the end because, we often talk about tea tree being beneficial, and, the science is there, and we know that tea tree has antimicrobial properties. And so when we're using it in, diluted on our bodies to support our little people, or whether we're using it in our green cleaning, we can be assured that the benefits are actually there.
Yeah, it gives us that reassurance and I think empowerment that we've got little bottles in our lives that can do so many different things, and that feels good. It's almost like you said, it's that first line of defense. It kind of gives us the powers back into our hands to take a little bit more control of ourselves, of our families, health and well-being, and that's a pretty cool feeling. And this kit as a whole really showcases that with 5 15 ml essential oils, you have got 1.5 million different uses and benefits. So it's really something that I believe, and you believe as well, everyone should have in their homes. We're in October right now, and so we've got the 30-day challenge that did start at the start of this month. And for those that don't necessarily have these products at home, they can pick them up and obviously start the challenge whenever you want to. It might be your New Year's resolution, or it might be you want to start in the middle of November and feel that little bit better heading into the Christmas months. But these are the oils that really can kickstart your journey into natural living and take back a little bit of that power, and a little bit more control, and also save. And I can speak from experience, save a whole lot of money, because we can ditch and switch things that you're naturally getting from the supermarkets or from the shelves that have got huge price tags on it, and really see, how many drops are needed in these DIYs and how much you really can save. Thank you so much for sharing all of these incredible benefits and uses for these oils. I've learned so much, and I have known that everyone paying attention has learned so much as well. So thank you so much for sharing all of this with us, Nikki. You are wonderful.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I hope that people go away with 1 or 2 little tips, and just feel hugely encouraged that you don't have to have all of the oils to be making changes in your home. Like we just talked about 5 today, and you can already take away, I think I covered over 100 different uses. So go back to the basics, get them out of you if you have them at home, and start creating those beautiful rituals and routines in your life.
And if anyone wants more information or wants to check out all of your DIY recipes again, go back through the slides and you'll be able to find you at nourishedandvibrant.com.nz. Did I get that right? Fantastic.
.co.nz.
.co.nz. Sorry. Nourishedandvibrant.co.nz, and they will be able to see all of your masterful creations, what you're using in your own home, and learn from the best. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. Please feel free to share this interview with your communities as well. This is something that I think everyone needs to hear, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well so that you can get updates when these new educational series come to life. Thanks, Nikki, for joining us, and bye for now.